Hello everybody, today I'm going to be working on this European larch. I wouldn't normally do this kind of work at this time of year, but if you saw some of my earlier videos, you know I had a problem with vine weevil last year. Lost a number of little trees, and I don't want to lose this one, so I haven't really done any work on this tree since I bought it, apart from cutting it back. Lost a branch there. Today I'm going to get it out of the pot again. A few slugs in there, get rid of those later. And I'm going to try and find a nabari. A few weeds, quite a bit of moss. Now, I know I'm not going to want this particular root. It'll come off in a minute. It's not as root bound as I expected it to be, which will make life a little bit easier, reduce the amount of shock that I'm going to be putting this tree to. It's a very weird season at the moment. The sun's just gone in, but it's been shining brightly all morning. The forecast is for temperatures of 11 to 15 degrees in my part of the world, and it certainly feels more like spring than the middle of December. In fact, when I was out walking coop this morning, certainly the ducks in the canal seemed to think it was spring. They were pretty frisky, if you know what I mean. So I have noticed that on a couple of my trees I've actually got some bud swelling, as if it were spring, which is a little bit worrying. Sooner or later the weather's got to turn, and I'm a bit worried that they will suffer as a consequence. So far, every time I see one of these little white flecks, which I'm not quite sure what they are, whether they're a bit of grit, a bit of fertilizer, I think. Yeah, it's slow release fertilizer. Every time I see one I think, oh no, there's a vine weevil. But so far, I seem free. I definitely think I'm going to have to lose that particular root. I've got an old pair of cutters, and we'll just nip that off, pull that out of the way. Starting to see something down here now. May or may not be a good nabari. Try and keep this on camera. As I say, I wouldn't normally do this time of year, but I want to get this into good bonsai soil, good gritty mix, which, according to what I've heard and read, vine weevil. If they're in the garden somewhere, they'll be in the garden somewhere for a long time, but they don't like gritty compost. And so they'll avoid that in preference. I've also heard that they're particularly fond of strawberries, so I have planted up quite a few strawberries in a big pot in the hope that if they're going to go for anything, they've got some nice soft squishy compost, some nice strawberry plants, and they can do their thing there rather than in my trees. Okay, and would you look at that, it's starting to rain. I don't remember the weather forecast saying anything about rain today until tonight. Oh, there you go. Okay, we're beginning to get somewhere with this. Still no sign of any grubs, that's good. Hopefully this bit of rain won't last too long. But as people say, we've started, so I'm going to finish. So I'm going to shut the camera off there a moment and use the hose to wash the rest of the compost off so we can see what's what. Okay, so that's the tree bare rooted. Not a fantastic nabari, but I may be able to move some of these roots across. They'll separate themselves like so. Which makes it a little more promising. I think usually from this side not terribly promising, so I think I'm going to have to take out this portion. See what that leaves us with. It's a fairly big chunk. Now, this one may cooperate. That's might. This one, smooth the camera slightly. I'm thinking maybe with a bit of luck I can persuade these roots. In terms of finding a front, not liking that. I'm thinking this is possibly going to be the best front. also wondering whether I lose this branch entirely. A root entirely, and work with some of these finer ones. I think I will. I think we will say cheerio to this particular root. In favour of these smaller roots, which at least give me a chance at some root spread. I think that needs to go. I'm not happy with this particular spread of roots either. So I think I'm going to save that little one, but lose that. Well, hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Rid of that one that was going back up. I'll lose that piece as well. With that gone, there's a possibility that this could be the front of the tree. Like so. Once these roots start to develop. I might then need to change the top. I think this branch will need to go. And possibly this one as well. Let me see if I can't get rid of this big old lump that isn't really going to do anything except take up room in the pot unnecessarily. I don't know if these secateurs are actually going to be man enough for the job. Is that politically correct? I probably should say person enough for the job these days. Got it. Realistically, that would have done very little for the tree. I have lost a big lump of root there, but that's okay. Let's tidy up those edges a little bit. Hello, Goops. Hello. Okay. So, Cooper, leave the camera. It's quite a lopsided nabari, I think, as things go. If I use that as the front, it would have no roots coming towards the camera, which towards the viewer, which isn't a bad thing. But the tree then leans away. So I think this is going to be my front. Tree will then come back up. And looking at it, I'm thinking I may just lose this entire portion and have this as the new apex, which will continue the taper. And I think that would actually be the best option at the present. Seems a shame to lose all that growth, but I think in the long run the tree may be better for it. Anyway, for now, I think what I'm going to do is try and get this tree into a pot, and then I'll work to the top. Okay, so I'll just get a pot a second. Okay, so I've got an old pot that I can use essentially as a training pot for this tree. Roots are trimmed up and they will fit in quite nicely, and actually making a reasonable 360-degree radial pattern. Which I'm reasonably happy with. I'm not sure about those sticking up just there, so I'll just snip those off. Lose those. Okay. So I'm actually going to be planting this quite deep in this pot. The roots have a good chance to stay moist and develop at this stage, not with them drying out next summer. As the tree develops, then it can gradually be lifted in the pot. Let's make sure they stay in where I want them. What's up, Coops? Just try and make sure that the soil's well settled, there aren't any air pockets. Try not to damage the roots at the same point. As the soil settles, it's quite good. It actually will hold the tree quite firmly in the pot without actually using a tie wire. Still not entirely sure about the angle. I think more lastly, because I have decided that I am going to lose this portion. with mixed feelings I'm doing it. On the one hand it seems quite sad to lose it, but I didn't actually grow it, so it's not like it's time wasted. This was a nursery bought tree. In fact, I am just going to do it now without talking about it anymore, before I talk myself out of it. Oh, come on, I don't want to tear the bark. That's it, got it. So, it's goodbye to that piece. And I am going to cut it back just there. In fact, there. Allowing this to become a new leader. I'm going to take that little branch off and prune that one back. I'm not sure about that branch. I think I will leave these two for now. But I am going to do this back branch at least back to there for now. Let's tidy up that a little bit. Okay. Well, seems a bit drastic, I'm sure, but I think the tree will benefit in the long run. Just shorten this there, and that one. What remains now is just give this a quick drink. Until the water runs clear. Make sure there's no dust and fine particles. Seems to be pretty good. Okay, so that's it for this tree this year. I will put it in a sheltered spot at the wind and frosts, and we will revisit this tree in the spring. Thanks for watching.